Good morning, good afternoon. It is Friday. Unlike yesterday when I said happy Friday and it was Thursday, it now is Friday. And I know that because I'm not en route, I'm about to be en route to the airport to come back to the United Kingdom. So I'll be back in time for the Tottenham versus Brighton game. This morning though, I wanted to do a video about the impact a manager can have. And this constant talk of a manager can only do it with their own players. And you can't upskill other players. They're not good enough. They can't be upskilled. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Unai Emery today. Now, Unai Emery, as you all know, Henry Wright loves him. Henry Wright will tell the world, Unai Emery. I believe he's won 4 or 5 Europa Leagues. I think something like 3 or 4 on the spin. This guy is a quality manager. And I wanted to give a little bit of kudos because I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in our own clubs that we don't actually stop, look around and have a look at some achievements that other people have done. And I was looking yesterday at Unai Emery, and I think Unai Emery, as the title says, has done a quietly brilliant job. No one's talking about him. Everyone just kind of lets Villa get on with what they're getting on with. But when you actually sit down and break down what Unai Emery has done at Aston Villa since he's been there, it's actually brilliant. It's better than brilliant. It's sublime. So when Unai Emery picked up Aston Villa, they were 17th, 1 point above the relegation zone. They are now 7th in the table and they are in a European place. They're sitting in a European spot, having been in relegation battle when Unai Emery picked them up. He has played 16 league games, of which they've won 10 and only lost 3. They have won 10 of 16 league games. And in that time, only 2 other Premier League clubs have taken more points than them. And yes, that's correct, it's Arsenal and Manchester City. So in 16 games, that's nearly half a season that he's been there. Only 2 other clubs have taken more points than this man. And when you look at it, this is the same squad that had them a point above relegation zone. So, 10 wins from 16, only 3 defeats. From 17th to 7th, only 2 clubs have taken more points than them in that 16 game or half a season period. Ollie Watkins has got 10 goals in 16 games for him, had 1 league goal before he arrived. This man has been brilliant and doesn't get talked about enough. And for me, it goes to show that if you've got a good manager that makes you hard to beat with good ideas, this is what can happen. And I liken this to Spurs, because Eddie Howe did this at Newcastle as well. And we were told that no one can do it with Tottenham. But I look at Aston Villa and they've got Mings and Konza at centre half. Mings and Konza, and they've won 10 out of 16 games. They've got good players around the pitch, but nothing special. I don't look at any of their players and go, oh, they're special. They've got some good players, but the job they've done is phenomenal. So why doesn't a manager like Unai Emery get more praise, is my point. Why, when the big jobs come up, do managers like Emery not get talked about? All you hear is, Conte's a winner, Jose's a winner, Zidane's a winner, this guy's a winner, Pep, Klopp. But isn't Unai Emery a winner? 4 European trophies, maybe 5. I might be miscrediting him here. But what a wonderful job that man has done. And I just thought it was about time someone put a little bit of credit on his name. Eddie Howe did the same thing, didn't he, when he went to Newcastle? Bottom of the league, no wins. Upskilled players like Joel Linton, like Wagstaff, like Willock, like Almiron, like Fabian Schär, Target. He upskills all these people and makes them harder to beat. And this just makes me think, this is why Spurs need a manager of that ilk. A manager that can work with players, that doesn't just need to go and bring in 60, 70, 80 million pound signings. Because I'll tell you what, the job that Unai Emery has done this year, and Eddie Howe, but I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow, is quite sensational. And as a Spurs fan, I'll be honest, I'm jealous. I look at what he's done at Aston Villa, and I am jealous. They've beaten Man United, they've beaten Spurs away, they've beaten Chelsea away. Just quite sensational when you look at it. Doesn't get any credit. So I'm here to give some credit. Well done, Unai Emery. Great appointment by Aston Villa, and it looks like a club that is going on the up. And you know they're going to back him as well and get him some players in. But what he's done with the likes of Mings, Konza, Ashley Young, McGinn, Ramsey, Watkins, I mean, these are decent players, but what he's done with them has been sensational. Can Spurs follow that suit? It's all about the right manager appointment. It really, really is. Now, don't listen. All you hear now is it doesn't matter who's manager. Of course it matters who's manager. Of course it does. But you can't keep going for these win-now managers. They buy and win now. You need managers that are used to upskilling players, that are getting the best out of what they've got. I'm not saying you don't buy them players, but they don't need 70, 80 million pound players to make that happen. Anyway, I'm about to get on a plane. There'll be a video tomorrow morning. I might do a show in the morning, which will be a preview, a preview of Tottenham versus Brighton. God knows the way that will go because they're playing really well. And just so you know, we are 130 subs away from 4K, and it's my channel's birthday in 1 week's time, next Thursday. If we get to 4K before that Thursday, I'll be doing a huge giveaway. So stay tuned, please subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for all your help and support along the way. Take care.